Hello everybody and welcome to another Shadowverse Evolve video. Today is a very special one because I got sent early the Gloryfinder Guide to Glory bundle, which is releasing on July 19th. It comes with 4 pre-built decks, 4 rules sheets, 4 playmats, 4 defense counters, and 8 sheets of punch-out counters. And if you guys didn't know, Gloryfinder is the currently English exclusive format for Shadowverse Evolve, which is a multiplayer format up to 4 players, which also has exclusive Gloryfinder only cards. So it's kind of like the multiplayer party game mode of Shadowverse Evolve. Gloryfinder, you can only run 1 of each card in your deck, so it's a singleton deck, and it's very fun because you also have the ability to have a Glory card, which is a public card that you can play as if it was from your hand at any point in the game, as long as you have the play points or meet the requirements for it. But you use this Glory card as a sort of guarantee of that card. You can use it and not have to try and rely on drawing it. So lots of strategies to be had there. Now, Gloryfinder Guide to Glory comes with 4 pre-built decks, as you see on the box. The Abysscraft deck with Mono as the leader, the Runecraft deck with Baphomet as the leader, the Havencraft deck with Nadia as the leader, and the Swordcraft deck with Pharrell as the leader. Now, let's take a look at the box real quick before we dive into it. It says Gloryfinder Guide to Glory on the side here. Oh, hold up, almost smacked into the microphone. The Shadowverse logo on this side, and on this side, also the Shadowverse logo. And on the back side, it's all of the class logos. So that's pretty cool too. And the bottom is pretty bare. Let's actually open this thing up and see how it's all packaged in there. As I open it up here. Aha! Now this is a sight for sore eyes. You see the decks here individually packaged. Oh, sorry. So this is the Pharrell deck, like I said. The Baphomet deck. The Mono deck. And the Nadia deck. And down here, we have the deck descriptions for each of the classes, as well as the deck lists, it looks like. Wow, that is informative for each of the 4 decks in the box. So we have Pharrell here is described as a deck that overwhelms your opponents with an endless tide of soldiers. Mono's is one that configures combos with mechanical precision. Baphomet's catches your opponents off guard with towering might. And Nadia's bides your time, avoid attention, strike when the opponents least expect it. Now, this has the deck list as well as the Evolve deck list. As you can see, singleton deck. The Evolve deck is singleton as well. And on the back of this, it's nothing. Got it. So if you just want a quick glance at what the decks have and what they're all about, take a look at that. Well, we are going to go through each of the decks and all of the cards that are in them, so don't worry there. So this is the accessories packet. So here, you get the defense counter for your leader. You get the playmat, which is a paper playmat. And it has the field area, the Evolve deck area, the Banish area, the EX area, leader, deck, cemetery, and the playpoint counters. The trackers, I should say. These are the punch-out things you can use to track your health and your attributes for your followers. The attack, the defense, etc. As well as a quick manual that teaches you the rules of Shadowverse Evolve. How to read cards, what the card types are, how you construct a deck, etc., etc. Now, a reminder that in Gloryfinder, the main deck has 50 cards with no duplicates, and the Evolve deck has up to 20 cards with no duplicates. So the deck size is also a little bit larger. All right, fantastic. This one also has a backside, which just tells you the phases of the game and how the game works. So anybody who's just getting into Shadowverse Evolve easily can get started and understand how the game is played with just this bundle. Great. All right. looking at the rest of the box, looks like you have 4 of these accessories packets. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I believe that is all. Yep. So let's take the time to take a look at what's actually inside the decks. Now, I have had the chance to actually play with the decks in this bundle, or to be more precise, I played with one of the decks in the bundle against 3 other people who were playing the other decks in the bundle. So I can tell you my first impressions real quick before we dive into it. I believe that Pharrell, like it says in the little quick start guide, is very aggressive, very board-based. Baphomet has some wild combos, especially with some of the cards in the deck that are Gloryfinder exclusive, that can bring out some really tall bodies. Nadia is actually quite strong, in my opinion. She has a lot of threats and a lot of ways to take it to the late game of the format as well. And Mono, very, very, very cool with Necro Charge combos and bringing stuff back from the cemetery, if I remember correctly. So, let's get into it and actually take a look at each of the cards in this. So like I said, there are Gloryfinder exclusive cards, but this package also comes with reprints. Reprinted cards from the actual main Shadowverse Evolve format, the regular format, that you can actually play. So that's very, very much appreciated. I believe the legendaries that are reprinted in the Gloryfinder set are not foil, though, compared to the regular legendaries. So just to make sure that the regular legendaries, of course, are still valuable. Let's take a look at the Nadia deck first. Opening it up here on camera. Trying to do it nice and nice. There it is. There's the Nadia leader card. Gorgeous character that's just made for Gloryfinder. So the cards that are Gloryfinder exclusive will have this little thing down here that says Gloryfinder. So very easy to tell which ones are for the Gloryfinder format and which ones are playable outside of it. So this is Lina, Sister of Judgment. Burying a follower means to move the follower into the cemetery. Okay. Garula, Ruler of Storms is another bomb. This is, I think, actually recommended as the default glory card for this deck, if I'm not mistaken. We also have Lion of the Golden City, another Gloryfinder exclusive card. And you'll notice as we go through these cards, I won't read all the effects out one by one because that would take actually forever. But you'll notice that the Gloryfinder exclusive cards tend to be much higher power level. And that's by design, right? So that the games actually do have an end game state. But yes, they are very, very strong, so keep that in mind. This is Odin, and you can see here the first non-Gloryfinder card does not have the Gloryfinder symbol on it, so this is actually playable for the regular format of the game. Yeah. Now you'll notice that this isn't a Haven card. What's up with that? Well, in Gloryfinder, your deck can have cards from any class, but your glory card has to match the class of the leader. That's just a restriction there. Jeanne d'Arc, Heavenly Aegis. So these are actually quite valuable cards that are very much played in the main format of the game. So having these non-foil reprints of them makes them much more accessible to players who are not as fussed about rarity, which I think is very, very cool. So there's Greater Princess, another Gloryfinder exclusive card, Grimaud as well, Themis's Purge, Noble Fangs, Athena, Altaia, and there we go again, non-Gloryfinder cards. Odette, Apostle, Hakrabi, Themis Decree, Sacred Plea, Globe of the Starways, Ancient Protector. And you'll notice that some of the cards that were reprinted in this set are as recent as set 5, right? We saw the Apostle just then. So, pretty cool. But we also have old favorites from way, way back, which makes this honestly a very cool package to get. Execution, Starry Elf, Mark of the Sixth, Blazing Breath, Dragon's Nest, Undying Resentment, and you'll notice that the golds are also not foil compared to the ones that you get in the regular boxes. Realm of Repose, and there's the Lina Evolve form. Very nice. It's cool to see these favorites from the digital CCG get a new life in the Gloryfinder mode, especially since we know the Japanese format is about a year ahead, and some of the cards from the digital game have not yet made it in. So with Gloryfinder, you can get them in your hands perhaps a little bit faster. Geno, Iron Staff Mechanic, Shenlong, Priest of the Cudgel, Prism Priestess, Radiance Angel, Rosa, and you also get a few tokens and evolve points. Cool. So you'll notice that in Nadia's case, like I said, oh, by the way, the leader cards are less thick than the regular leader cards as well, and not foil. So you'll notice, like I said, in Nadia's deck, there are quite a few pertinent threats that your opponents have to be aware of, like Garuda, like Lucifer, Aegis, right? So it is a little bit slower, but if you, like the description says, bide your time a little bit, you'll be the one left standing with the more powerful threats, I feel like. So if that's your jam, go for it. And that's one of the things I like about this bundle, is that it feels like each of the decks sort of caters to a different style of player, which makes it, you know, something that's maybe a little bit more approachable in groups where you have people of different play styles coming together. Speaking of which, like I said, the Pharrell deck, very much board-based, floods the board with a bunch of guys. If only I could get it out of the thing. There you go. Pushing it from there seems to be a little better. If you go on this side, we have the leader, Magnolia. She gets a 2 cost from your deck, right? This Latham puts 5 followers from your cemetery and adds them to your hand, and your hand size has no limit. So this is the kind of thing I'm talking about. Gloryfinder, you get some crazy rule changes with these cards. It's just a chance for them to be a little bit more experimental with their effects and a little bit have a little bit more fun with it, and like kind of go crazy, which I do think is refreshing. And it's fine because it doesn't affect the main game format. It's just for this like sort of party mode format, and that's kind of fun. So this is the one that's recommended to be your glory card, Arthur Night King, where you summon any number of followers that cost 2 or less from the top 10 cards of your deck. Shuffle the rest, put them on the bottom of your deck, and then when you put something onto your field, evolves it. Pretty nuts, especially with cards like Ralmia, for example. And you'll notice that some of these glory cards say stuff like, if your leader is Thing, which, you know, matches with the theme of like you having to run it with the corresponding class leader. There's Sky Fortress, a glory card, Odin again. Feel free to pause and read any of the effects, by the way. Like I said, I'm not going to be reading all of them one by one because that would take absolutely forever. But you'll notice that I'm just taking the time to have the text effects on screen. But yes, Gloryfinder cards are very nutty, like this one being basically Silverbolt for 3. So keep that in mind. Blitz Lancer, Giant's Bane Swordsman, Noble Knight, Ironwrought Fortress, Altaya again. Genesis of Legend is also a card that's a little bit more tailored towards this format. Each player reveals a non-spell card from their hand. The player who revealed an X-cost card summons it. The second card, when the revealed cards are ordered, costs highest to lowest. So you want to be the second guy, and otherwise you don't benefit. But yes, like I said, the golds also don't have foiling like the regular ones do. Confront Adversity, Wingy, Reyna, Lyriel, which is a very good card, already being reprinted here. Maid Leader, Gemstaff Commander, Swordsman, Disciple of Usurpation, Fervent Machine Soldier, Whole Souled Swing, Round Table Assembly, Freshman Lou, Soul Conversion, Acolyte Slight, Unica, Singer, Rosa, Archer, Fita, Quick Blader, Swift Infiltrator, Gunner Maid Saria, Bladed Hedgehog, Tristan, Craig, Mini Soul, Demon's Epitaph, the Evolve version of Magnolia, which buffs your entire board by +2/+2. Insane. Latham, Sky Fortress, Albert Evolve as well, Blitz Lancer, Leonidas, Wingy, Reyna, Floral Fencer, Maid Leader, Unica, Rosa Evolve, Archer Evolve, Fita Evolve, Quickblader Evolve, Hedgehog Evolve, Tristan, Craig, Epitaph, very good card, and the tokens, Knight, Steelclad, Shield Guardian, and Leonidas Resolve. I will note that the tokens as well are thinner than the regular ones you get in the normal boxes, so keep that in mind too. But that was the Pharrell deck. As you can tell, very much inclined to just flood the board and go, go, go. I'm sort of being messy with mine here, just for the sake of this video. I will organize it properly and return it back to its original state later. I just want to, you know, not stall the video and actually get it out on time, right? Because, guys, I believe that pre-sales for this are actually going to be at Anime Expo. So if you are at Anime Expo and you like the look of this package, or you want to introduce Shadowverse Evolve to your friends, or just try out the new party mode, or all of the above, you can go ahead and check the Bushiroad booth out at Anime Expo. And actually, Cygames is also at Anime Expo, so there is Worlds Beyond at Anime Expo, I believe, if you want to go check that out too. Just saying, you might wanna, because I highly recommend it, because this bundle is no joke. It's legit. All right. Belphmet, I feel like, is kind of the one that's maybe a little bit more chaotic compared to the other ones. So let's take a look at the cards, shall we? The one I played in my fight against the 3 other players in this bundle was Belphmet, and I did last quite a long time, so even though it's a little bit more silly, it is still quite powerful, because you get cards like Tisiphone the Malignant, Alecto the Dissonant, and Megira the Indignant, so the Furies from the story mode of the game. We also get Malokio Loki, which triggers fanfare twice on your next turn, which is a very cool effect. Deepwood Anomaly. This guy is actually super nutty in Gloryfinder, because you notice his text reads, "Win the game." Not just beat one player, win the whole game. You can take the entire table out at once. But just keep in mind, if you play this, you become the biggest threat at the table, and everyone else will conspire to take you out. So that's sort of like a self-balancing mechanism of Gloryfinder, which I found very fun and very chaotic and very interesting. When you are actually playing this with other people, you might think just getting the strongest guy down equals good, but if you get the strongest guy down, everyone else will notify you as, oh, we gotta take this guy out, we gotta smash him down. So you gotta be careful about that kind of thing. This Grand Summoning card is fantastic, by the way. Acceleradium as well. Then we get Dragon Rend Quake. You can actually get the promos for this on Gloryfinder events coming up, I believe, so look out for that. Hell, Blindy is a very funny card. At the start of each player's main phase, they roll a 6-sided die. If they roll 1, 2, or 3, they give their leader +1 and draw a card. But if they roll 4, 5, or 6, you give your leader +1 and draw a card. 50-50, baby. Genesis of Legend, Robin Hood, Front Guard General, Barbarossa, Ayala. So this deck does have some ramp as well. Phoenix Roost, very funny card in this mode. Tilting at Windmills, Surefire Bullet, just a good card. Geno, Demon Flame Mage, Wyvern Kev, Master of Draconic Arts, Cetus, Amethyst Giant, Serpent Wrath, Death's Breath, Soul Convert, Prism, Silver Cog, Goblin Mount, Unica, Singer, Execution, Starry Elf, Mark of the Six, Pollux. This guy, very, very, very important. Imagine putting this onto this. Now that's a combo, right? Craig, Hippocampus, Scaled Berserker, Curate, Mist Shaman, Realm of Repose. And here are the evolved forms of Tisiphone, Electo, Malokio, Anomaly, of course, Ginger, Bahamut, Icarus, Barbarossa, Gino, Demon Flame Mage, Cetus, Prism, Goblin Mount, Unica, Craig, Hippocampus, Mist Shaman, and then the token, Steelclad Knight, and 3 evolution points. I will say, if you are able to get your Grand Summoning out, this deck just turns on the gas, it seems like, out of nowhere suddenly. That card is very, very good and not to be underestimated. Just to remind you what that does again. Search your deck for a cost 3 or less and a cost 5 or less and summon them. If your leader is Runecraft, search one that costs 7 or less, summon it, and recover 2. 6 play point, get 3 bodies out from your deck, and one of them... I mean, all of them are tutored, but the 7 costs 1 or lower. Hello? 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 I'm just saying. Keep that in mind. Alright, that's Baphomet Ravaging Creator. The art on these is absolutely gorgeous, by the way. I gotta give them shout-outs. The 2 new characters are also insanely beautiful in this bundle. Like, Pharrell and Nadia look absolutely insane. Whoever designed them went off, frankly. They cooked, as the youth say. Not me trying and failing to get this back into plastic. Send help immediately. I need dire assistance. Okay, we got there. Alright. And finally, last but definitely not least, Mono Everlasting Garnet. Incredibly scary. Incredibly scary deck. If I was to play Gloryfinder again sometime soon, hopefully sometime soon, I mean, the one time I did play it was before it came out, so now that it's coming out, I'm definitely going to be playing it more. But if I was to play it sometime soon again, I would definitely want to try either this one or the Nadia one, right, after experiencing the Baphomet one. Especially because Mono is such a beautiful and iconic character, and we're getting her in Evolve, so that's awesome. All right, we got Milnard, Persone, Spawn of the Abyss. Now, I know that card is going to trigger a lot of memories for some people. Orb of Desecration, which is the recommended default glory card. At the start of your end phase, bury the top card of your deck. And you can also bury this card to select the follower in your cemetery and summon it if you have 20 cards in your cemetery. So, very, very powerful. Get out a big, 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 big guy for basically free. Well, for 2. But you know what I mean. And remember, in Shadowverse Evolve, even if stuff is not played from hand, if it's summoned from your cemetery, for example, their fanfare still activates. So you got to keep that in mind. We also got Loki. We got Merlin, which is something I actually need. Recently, I was organizing my cards, and I found that I only have 2 Merlins. I don't know if I lost one or if I just never had the 3rd one, and I'm just like gaslighting myself into thinking that I did, but I'm happy that I got a 3rd Merlin, man. I'm very happy. Demonic Storm, Spectral Cascade. That's a crazy art, by the way, for this Gloryfinder card. Woo! Bury 5 and draw. Now that is going to turbo your quest condition for sure. Another Hell Blindy, Star Eater Stella, Rhyme Wind. Oh! Dragon Oracle. My beloved. Medusa. Azazel. Very, very dangerous card in Gloryfinder, okay? It sets, let me just sneak peek looking ahead. Change each enemy leader's defense to 10. Remember, in Gloryfinder, you start with more defense too. So, now you don't. 10, 10, 10, and you're the only one left with a healthy total, hopefully. Dangerous card, man. Whoever plays the Azazel, scary. Scary player. Mr. Heinlein, Lou, Insight, Fate's Hand, Truth Adjudication, great spell. Shenlong, Hell's Unleasher, Death's Breath, very good in this deck to bring back your big threats. Dark Offering, Harness Flame, Harness Glass. I know where this is going. We got Penguin Wizard and Craig, Wind Blast, Sorcery Cache, Fiery Embrace, Witch, Bolt, Spartoy Sergeant. You'll notice that a lot of these reprints, man, they're actually incredibly powerful cards that are being reprinted, so very much appreciated. So Milnard on Evolve has Storm, Strike, Draw 2, Recover 3. Excuse me. Wow. Person, reveal cards from the top of your deck until you reveal 2 followers. Summon them, shuffle the rest, put them at the bottom. Wow. Spawn of the Abyss. At the start of your end phase, if you have an Abysscraft leader, give your leader +4, draw 2 cards. Each opponent discards 2 cards and buries 2 followers. Wow. Of course, we got the Merlin, the Kerberos, Israfil, Esmeralda. Sorry. Emeralda, I always get her name wrong. Azazel, like I said, Zoe, Bellringer, Maid Leader, Shenlong, Penguin Wizard, Craig. This deck is absolutely chock full of threats, and you understand why now. I say that this is also definitely one that you want to get your hands on and try yourself. Those are the decks from the Gloryfinder bundle. As you can see, Gloryfinder, the format, incredibly fun. They get really wild with the card design that they just can't do in the main game for obvious reasons. And the party game format, honestly, I knew that I would like it, but after playing it myself, this is my honest, legit, I did not think I would, like, enjoy it that much. Like, just, like, being at the table with 3 other players, laughing it up, yucking it up, and, you know, forming allegiances mid-game. Hey! If you don't attack me this turn, I won't attack you next turn. And then we can gang up on that other guy. And then that guy going, hey, what the heck? Stuff like that. It's an absolute whale of a time. You guys will love it. And again, even if you're mostly into the main format, this product also has just straight up valuable reprints in it. So definitely check it out. Gloryfinder Guide to Glory. The bundle coming out on July 19th. Look out for the release events for this product as well. And guys, the pre-sales are open at Anime Expo on the 4th of July, I believe. Wow. Isn't that beautiful? I am super, super stoked to actually play this with fellow content creators and Shadowverse Evolve players, so definitely in the future, look out for videos on this coming eminently. And let me just show you again, the box, the absolute beautiful art of the box as well. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Hopefully you learned something, got a good look at all the cards in each of the decks. Otherwise, I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.